cameras roll, there's always a moment of calm. But the story behind this film is anything but quiet.
Well, welcome to Chicago.
So I've wanted to come here for ages, and now I'm not going to have quite enough time to explore.
And you are just traveling around because this new film is here. And I was watching, and I am one that's normally into like chick flicks. And here I am on the edge of my seat.
I think I really consciously wanted to bring a certain kind of movie back that I felt maybe we've had less and less of in the cinemas. And I think, in a nutshell, that is probably like a real roller coaster ride. You are absolutely on the edge of your seat. You've got all of that kind of adrenaline. You've got great action sequences. You've got, but I think fundamentally, real emotional connection with the characters. So it was a great short story, brilliant foundation on which to build. And I think I just felt like, let's make sure these characters are relatable.
I came here to make you a business proposition. I've worked at the same company for 11 years. You're a VP when you should be a partner. Those high-value items your company insures, I occasionally make them disappear. And no one gets hurt.
At the center of the story is a man shaped by a difficult past, a life spent hiding from where he came from, until the truth demands to be seen.
All of the characters' identities are really based in research, of the people who really do that job for a living. And there are jewel thieves out there, and you can speak to them, and they have all kinds of history.
And you did that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is a new level I did not understand when it comes to taking something to the big screen. You actually interviewed people that have done this type of stuff.
Yeah, because it might not be everyone's process.
Were they in prison?
Yes.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, so the good ones are probably not in prison, and then there are obviously ones who are, and the good thing about that is they have some time on their hands, and if you write them a letter, they'll probably write back.
When I was getting frustrated in the movie, I wanted to tell his real story. I wanted him to say, this is who I am, this is where I come from.
I think that some of the best experiences we have in the movies is when you don't really know where you're going. Like you're not ahead. It's kind of annoying to be ahead of the plot. I think you want constantly edge of your seat, surprises and all the rest of it. So I think I was trying to create this narrative where they're all on a collision course. You don't quite know how it's all gonna work out. The great thing about a heist movie is ultimately you know that you're gonna have to wait until the third act for something that's gonna be big. And so really it's just about kind of letting the audience uncover more and more and not being too explicit about it. I feel like maybe recently Hollywood is not treating audiences with the respect that they deserve. It's all a little dumbed down. It's a little like, we're going to give you the scene so you understand all about his terrible past. But actually, you can do that much more economically.
With that, the silence stopped protecting, and he had to walk into his truth and eventually own it.
For this character, redemption begins the moment that silence ends.
My background in docs, I suppose, has taught me is that if you can really create a connection to the characters because you can see that they have flaws a bit like we do, then I think you're in for the ride in a different way. Your heart rate changes as the heart rates of the characters change. And that, for me, is like that's the goal, I think.
Throughout his career, Bart Layton has told stories that sit in uncomfortable spaces, where truth and humanity meet.
One of the things that all of the cast said is, like Bart is relentless in his pursuit of like truthfulness. And I suppose if you've made a lot of documentaries, there is a performance element, but you're just trying to capture the truth. So you have a very keen eye for it. And then with fiction and with actors, you're trying to kind of manufacture a truth that's recognizable. And if I'm looking at it and I don't believe it, well, you're not going to believe it either, right? So it's that kind of eye for like reality and authenticity. Yeah.
What do you hope the viewers leave with on some of these deeper, big messages?
I really hope that you get everything you want from a cracking night out at the cinema, right? That you get all of those things that you know, there were those movies, whether they were the 70s, 80s, 90s, or like Collateral, Heat, you know, all of these great experiences we had. I want to make sure people get that. But I also, if I'm successful as a filmmaker, you've got some other layers to think about. And in this case, you know, there's conversations about the wealth divide. And especially in LA, that's a chasm, and it's getting deeper and wider all the time. And also, you know, these questions of status anxiety, you know, of like how much as individuals are we doing because we want everyone to see us as a success. And so we feel like if we have the car and the house and the great clothes and then maybe we will feel like we're of value because other people will think, oh, look, she's really made it. He's made it. And so it's those sort of questions that I guess I'm hoping people will come out thinking that wasn't just like candy floss that disappears. It's hopefully a more nourishing meal, you know what I mean?
And when people speak their truth, stories have the power to come full circle, not just on screen, but in real life.
Well, that's what I walked away with, not only like being on the edge of my seat, being like, okay, now I'm into these type of movies, but I also loved the love line in it.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away. We want people to watch it. But it did, the day after, get me really thinking about the humanity aspect in that movie.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear you say that. I mean, there's so much which is kind of for everyone.
Right, well, thank you so much.
Oh, pleasure.